Section 20. Krishna said, Both Hansa and Dimvaka have fallen. Kansa also with all his followers have been slain. The time hath therefore come for the destruction of Jarasandha. He is incapable of being vanquished in battle, even by all the celestials and the Asuras, fighting together. We think, however, that he should be vanquished in a personal struggle with bare arms. In me is policy, in Bhima is strength, and in Arjuna is triumph. And therefore, as prelude to performing the Rajasuya, we will certainly achieve the destruction of the ruler of Magadha. When we three approach that monarch in secret, and he will without doubt be engaged in an encounter with one of us. From fear of disgrace, from covetousness, and from pride of strength, he will certainly summon Bhima to the encounter, like death himself that slays a person. However, swollen with pride, the long-armed and mighty Bhimasena will effect the destruction of the king. If thou knowest my heart, if thou hast any faith in me, then make over to me as a pledge Bhima and Arjuna without loss of time. Vaisampayana continued, thus addressed by the exalted one. Yudhishthira, beholding both Bhima and Arjuna standing with cheerful faces, replied saying, O Achyuta, thou slayer of all enemies, say not so. Thou art the lord of the Pandavas. We are dependent on thee. What thou sayest, O Govinda, is consistent with wise counsels. Thou never leadest those upon whom prosperity hath turned her back. I who stay under thy command regard that Jarasandha is already slain, that the monarchs confined by him have already been set free, that the Rajasuya hath already been accomplished by me. O Lord of the universe, O thou best of persons, watchfully act thou, so that this task may be accomplished. Without he, then I dare not live, like a sorrowful man afflicted with disease, and bereft of the three attributes of morality, pleasure and wealth. Partha cannot live without Sauri, Krishna, nor can Sauri live without Partha, nor is there anything in the world that is unconquerable by these two, viz. Krishna and Arjuna. This handsome Bhima also is the foremost of all persons endued with might, of great renown. What can he not achieve when with he too, troops when properly led always do excellent service? A force without a leader hath been called inert by the wise. Forces therefore should always be led by experienced commanders. Into places that are low, the wise always conduct the water. Even fishermen cause the water of tank to run out through holes. Experienced leaders always lead their forces, noting the loopholes and assailable points of foe. We shall therefore strive to accomplish our purpose, following the leadership of Govinda, conversant with the science of politics, that personage whose fame hath spread all over the world. For the successful accomplishment of one's purposes, one should ever place Krishna in the van, that foremost of personages, whose strength consists in wisdom and policy, and who possess the knowledge of both method and means, for the accomplishment of one's purpose. Let therefore Arjuna, the son of Pritha, follow Krishna, the foremost of the Yadavas, and let Bhima follow Arjuna. Policy and good fortune and might will then bring about success in a matter requiring valor. Vaisampayana said, thus addressed by Yudhishthira, the trio, Krishna, Arjuna and Bhima, all possessed of great energy, set out for Magadha, attired in the garb of Snataka, Brahmanas of resplendent bodies, and blessed by the agreeable speeches of friends and relatives, possessed of superior energy, and of bodies already like the sun, the moon, and the fire, inflamed with wrath at the sad lot of their relative kings. Those bodies of theirs became much more blazing, and the people beholding Krishna and Arjuna, both of whom had never before been vanquished in battle, with Bhima in the van all ready to achieve the same task, regarded Jarasandha as already slain. For the illustrious pair, Krishna and Arjuna, were masters that directed every operation in the universe, as also all acts relating to the morality, wealth, and pleasure of every being. Having set out from the country of the Kurus, they passed through Kuru Jangala and arrived at the charming lake of lotuses. Passing over the hills of Kalakuta, they then went on crossing the Gandaki, the Sadanira, Karatoya, and Sarkaravarta, and the other rivers, taking their rise in the same mountains. They then crossed the delightful Sarayu and saw the country of eastern Kosala. Passing over that country, they went to Mithila, and then crossing the Mala and Charamanvati, the three heroes crossed the Ganges and the Son and went on towards the east. At last, those heroes of unfaded glory arrived at Magadha, in the heart of the country Kushamva. Reaching then the hills of Goratha, they saw the city of Magadha that was always filled with kine and wealth and water, and rendered handsome with the innumerable trees standing there. Thus ends the 20th section in the Jarasandha-badha Parva of the Sabha Parva.